I moved out after I left my husband's divorce papers. I told him I wasn't in love with him anymore and thought we were better off as co-parents than as a couple. I have found a new place, and he could buy me out of our current home or sell the property once the divorce is finalized. He was in total shock, but probably not the same shock I was in when I found out that he was cheating on me. He asked if I hit my head and even told people that he was worried that I had a brain tumor. He was very angry in the beginning and wanted answers. No answer was good enough. Is there someone else? No, dear husband. There isn't someone else, but there isn't you either. The audacity of that man. I reminded him that we still had our son and to think about him before acting vindictive. Sure enough, he kept it civil around our son. He kept asking why and how long ago I stopped loving him. He didn't get any answers from me. Other than that, everything has been fine with me. I am adjusting well. I still miss him, but at the same time, I feel like I can finally breathe. I feel like I have been living on shallow breathing for the past months, and now I can take full breaths. Our families are very sad and mostly shocked but have been very understanding. There's no bad reason for divorce. Wanting a divorce is a good enough reason for them to want to separate, not to want to be with your partner. My ex-in-laws are still very active in my son's life and have been very cordial, if yet a bit cold towards me. That represented itself when, about 2 weeks ago, my mother-in-law, in a bit of a passive-aggressive tone, told me that my husband had started seeing someone. She apologized immediately and said that she just wanted me to know and be prepared that he had someone new, and yet I couldn't help but hear some vindication in her voice. I just answered, "Oh, do you mean Karen?" She looked shocked and asked me if I knew. "Did he talk to you about it?" I said, "Oh no, but she isn't new." I told her that he had been sleeping with her since I had just given birth, maybe even before that. I kept my voice quiet and monotone like we discussed the weather. I was already regretting my slip, but the news that he started seeing Karen again, while very much anticipated, still hurt my heart. My mother and father-in-law just looked at each other. I don't know if they believed me, but how would I have known about Karen when I refused to see him after our breakup? So now everyone knows anyway, and I have learned that you can't keep these things to yourself indefinitely. Since he found out, he has been called and apologizing every day. "Why didn't you tell me? How much did I hurt you?" He said that he loved me and never stopped loving me. He said he was sorry and would do anything to have me back as his wife. My mother-in-law apologized, too, even though she had no control over what her grown-up son did or did. It's not her fault. He writes that he loves me every night before bed. I hope this doesn't mean that he would make the divorce drag out because then I have failed my plan, but he seems to be less forgiving of the divorce when he knew that he was the reason for it than when he thought it was mine.